If you're in child's pose, come back up into down dog. We're going to be actually, if you're not able to step forward, you can come up onto your knees if you're in child's pose, because we're going to be stepping the right foot forward. So some of us are floating the foot up, some of us are just stepping the foot forward, right foot to right thumb. We're going to heel toe the right foot over to the right edge of our mat. Keeping the back knee up, we're going to walk our hands as far forward as we can till our shoulder is level with our front knee, or maybe below our front knee in lizard. So we're in this big lunge position, foot on the edge of your mat, right edge of your mat, right shoulder inside the right knee, lizard. You can let your head hang here. Take a big breath across your back. And then we're going to be dropping the back knee. So if you can scoot your back foot down a bit more, do that. Drop your back knee. Now we're in low lizard. Some of us can get down onto our forearms here. Some of us can grab a block and put our forearms on a block. Some of us might just walk our hands forward more so that now your shoulders and your torso are lower than your right thigh. You can let your head hang and breathe. So deep range of motion around the joints is definitely a lot of work for some of us. It's just really a matter of getting to where you can tolerate pain-free. I don't mean sensation-free, I mean pain-free. And then sending your breath deeply into the body instead of most of the energy being in your head thinking about how uncomfortable it is. It does make a difference. Mind, clear, breath, big. We're staying for one more big breath. The only way we can improve the range of motion around our joints is getting to the edge of the range of motion, the safe range. Let's walk our hands back up. Heel, toe, our ankle and foot back in line with our hip socket. We're going to do a hamstring stretch here. So our back toe is still tucked under. We're going to shift back. Now if you need to bring some blocks with you, shifting all the way back until our front knee is relatively straight. And also I'd like you to pull the front toe up towards your shin, please. You're getting that stretch also in the calf. And we're strengthening the muscle at the front of the calf, our shin. And this muscle that's at the front of our shin, our tibialis, is responsible for picking up your toes when you're walking so you don't trip so much. Like, you know, when you have a new pair of shoes, sometimes you feel like you're tripping all the time because your muscle and brain map hasn't figured out how much you actually have to activate this muscle to pick your foot up to compensate for something new on your foot. All right, that was a big stretch. Let's come back onto the front foot. Whoo! And we're going to step forward just to release the back ankle. So step forward, grab onto your wrists again, or your elbows, I'm sorry. Bend your knees, and we're just going to hang here, release the neck. Shake it out. And you know, you feel a lot of sensation in these kind of stretches, these kind of shapes, I should say. Release again. So this time we're going to be stepping back with the right foot, and we'll do it this way. And we're going to come into lizard on this foot. So your left foot is in front, right foot is behind. Your heel toeing your left foot over to the edge of your mat, walking your hands forward. Same thing we did on the other side. Lizard. So what I was going to say is, it's a lot of sensation, of course, in the big muscles around the big joints that we're using here, which is hip and knee, but also a lot of stuff going on in the ankles and feet and toes and calves. All of these muscles that are so important to have range of motion in for walking, running, dancing, all the good stuff in life, hiking, cycling. Walking your hands as far forward as you can, letting the head relax here. Big breath across the back of your body. And then before we drop on the back knee, see if you can scoot your foot away more. That's going to open your hip up a bit. Drop the back knee. And then do whatever you can here to get lower. Either walk the hands forward or come down onto your forearms. And you still want to kind of have a connection here with the rib cage and the inner thigh of the front leg connected. And then just like we did on the other side, we are focusing on breathing and softening and releasing. We're not focusing on tightening and stressing. Big breath. If you close your eyes and just focus on filling up your lungs. Big breath in. A softening and a releasing breath out. Head gets heavier. Big breath in, breathing all the way across the back of your ribs. A releasing breath out. Do that 2 more times. Slowly starting to walk your hands back onto the floor if they're off. Walking back, heel toeing your left foot in line with your hip. Shifting back. So if you got that back foot tucked under, we're stretching all the fascia on the bottom of the foot as we sit back towards our back heel. And just like we did on the other side, we're doing some hard work here by pulling the toe toward the shin. It's kind of an exhausting lower leg stretch, because one side we're stretching, it's active stretch, we're contracting the front of the calf to stretch the back of the calf. One more breath. Whoo. And then shifting back onto your foot, picking up your back knee, stepping forward. So I'm going to let you do whatever you want here in this forward fold. You can relax by holding your elbows. You can hold the back of your legs and get deeper into your hamstrings. So whatever it is you feel like you need, you can bend your knees more to release your back. So take a few breaths and just enjoy whatever it is you need here. I always feel like I need to relax my neck. So I'm just going to shake my neck. Holding onto my elbows, I'm actually going to rock my elbows side to side to see if I can get some release in my shoulders or shoulder blades. You can do that. If your hamstrings are your nemesis, you're starting to really lift your tailbone. So take another 2 breaths, taking what you need here to nourish your body. And then release. We're going to be coming into Malasana now, this deep squat. So walking your feet as wide as you need to, dropping your tail down. If you can't do this, you're doing your camper squat halfway down. Or the other option that's probably much more relaxing, Judy, is actually coming down onto your bum, sitting, and then opening your knees so you can get your elbows inside your knees. This is the other option for those of us that haven't got the range of motion in our ankle for this stretch. Most of the time, I'm really noticing the people that can't do this comfortably with the heels down, it is an ankle issue more than a knee issue. So we're working to get down so you can be, yeah, that's a good option too. Joan is on the block. Try and get your heels down on the floor though if you can. Yeah. And then we're doing this little push, you guys, you know it. We're pushing the knees into the back of the arms and the arms into the knees. And we're gonna do that really big resist. We'll do it on breath. So we'll inhale here. As you exhale, push your elbows into your legs and your legs into your elbows and lift your pelvic floor. There's a big inner thigh action there. We're gonna do 5 of them. Inhale, release. Try and get your head up, please. Exhale, hug and lift. Inhale, release. Exhale, hug and lift. So you're squeezing through the inner thighs to help lift up the pelvic floor. Do that 2 more times. Squeezing and lifting. Squeezing and lifting. Don't forget that release is really important for pelvic floor health. We have to be able to, like every muscle, we have to be able to contract and release the muscle group. 1 more time. I know I said 2, this is 3. And then when you're done, you're coming down onto your bum. So please do that carefully. Some of us can lower, some of us need to have our hands behind us. Let's stretch the legs out when you're down on your bum and shake out your knees, roll out your wrists and your ankles. Ah, yes. We're gonna open up our feet nice and wide in a big V. So our legs are nice and warm now. See if you can get a little wider than maybe you did yesterday or last time. And then make sure you're sitting forward on your sits bones, please. So we're walking ourselves forward and maybe pulling the flesh of our butt muscles out of the way so you're sitting solidly on the front of your sits bones, or grab a block and place it under your tail. Head up, please. We're going to try and get this very 90-degree hinge right here at that hip. So feet are up, facing up if you can. And let's bring the hands behind us. The people that don't like to move forward love that, love that cue. You're gonna get your chest and collarbone wide open. Back your ears up, so give your head that little kind of double chin, please, so that we're long from the crown of our head to our tail. And those of us like me, I can already feel I need to pull my ribs down. You might too. We're in this neutral spine, very active neutral spine. Taking a breath. And then release. We'll walk our right hand down our leg or slide it down, holding the foot or the ankle. Left hand is going to sweep over our cheek. And we're going to reach as far towards our foot as we can. And we're going to spin the chest up a little bit so that we're pulling the top shoulder back. Maybe the top shoulder is stacked. And you can back your head up as if you're up against a wall. Try that. It's going to make the stretch really big. And then take a few big breaths. Opening up through your rib cage. Keep your sits bone down and see if you can reach 1/4 of an inch further towards your toe. Let's see. Nice. And then let's sweep the arm all the way forward to the other leg. Same thing, sweeping the arm across your cheek. Starting to spin your chest up so you're pulling your top shoulder back. Back up your head. Breathing here. You can drop your forearm to your leg if that might help you feel like you have more control. You can get a little deeper. Big breath into the right rib cage. And then slide that hand back across, come up to neutral. We're going to bring our legs in maybe about 6 inches. So they're still in the V, but not that wide V. We're going to turn towards our right leg, and we're going to fold over our right leg this way. So this is going to be a much easier hamstring stretch because we're still a bit open, but we're kind of just turning toward maybe getting the foot lined up with the nose or the nose lined up with the foot, and folding forward, dropping your belly to your thigh if you can. Nice. You can let your head go here as well, and breathe. Tighten up your belly, walk yourself up. So we're going to do the same leg again. Now we're going to bring that leg right out in front of us. Now this leg, if you want, you can bend it, otherwise leave it straight. So now we're going to do a deeper hamstring opener. Leg right out in front, stretch out your arms, pull your shoulder blades together, and dive forward. Hinging at the hip. You're going to try your best to get your belly button as far forward to your knee as you can before you let your head go. Keep creeping your belly forward and dropping your waist towards your leg. So this way the flexion is coming more from the hip and a little bit less from the back. Fully releasing the neck, you can shake your head out. Tighten up your belly, come all the way back up. Whew. We're going to open up that leg mid open again, and we're going to turn to the other side. So turning your torso and reaching for the other leg. Same, lengthening the spine, hinging at the hip crease. How do you think about it? You think about what is going on around the belly button. If you've got a huge crease where your belly button has disappeared into, see if you can lift your belly button out of the crease. That'll lengthen your waist. Why do we want to lengthen the waist? Basically, it's lengthening your spine. You can still let the head go. Tighten up your abdominals, roll your spine up. We're going to move this leg right out in front of our hip now, ankle, knee, and hip in line. And again, if this feels awkward to keep the leg, you can bend it, doesn't matter. Arms come up, pull the shoulder blades back, and we're going into our deeper version of our hamstring stretch with our leg directly in line with our hip. Shoulders are square. Nice. Hinging from the hip and walking the belly button forward. Hi, Rudy. What trouble have you been getting into? Slowly walk yourself up. Let's bring the soles of our feet together for butterfly. Shifting again onto the front of your sits bones. Holding onto your toes. If you want to put something under your hips, do that. Lengthening. And releasing forward as far as you can, like someone's pulling the crown of your head forward. And then we let the spine flex and the head release. As you're doing this, you're still pulling your knees down into that active stretch. One more big breath across the back of your rib cage. And then tightening up your belly and rolling back up. Bring your knees together. Rock your knees from side to side. Let's really let the hips release. And then from this shape, we're going to go into table to do that last big stretch across the shoulders and chest. So you're going to come onto your bum, feet out in front of you. I think we might have done this earlier in the week or last week. Going to bring your fingertips away from you this time. If you can get your palms to the floor, so your wrists are about 8 inches or so behind your hips, all right? If you can get your palms right down onto the floor, level 1 here, or option 1 is just to squeeze your shoulder blades and lift your collarbone up. So we're in that big back chest opener, similar to what we do at the beginning of the class, but we're a little further back with the hands. All right, did I say turn your fingers away? I'm wrong. Turn your fingers towards your bum. Palms down, that's better. Not so much pressure on the elbow. And then do that same thing again. Squeeze your shoulder blades to lift your collarbone. You can lift your chin in line so your eyes are following where your collarbone is pointing to. Some of us are going to stay here. This is a big stretch in the shoulder. Some of us are going to move the feet a little closer and pick our hips up in tabletop. That's the second option. If your shoulders are healthy and you're wanting to improve the range of motion, lifting the hips, take a breath. You can look to the ceiling only if your hips are nice and high. And then we're slowly gonna lower our hips to the floor. As we do that, we're gonna release our hands. And we're still in that lean back position, so guess where we're going? We're going to boat. Bring your feet and knees together, squeeze them tight, pick your feet up. Tight belly. This small kind of half boat. We're gonna keep the knees bent for this, and we're really gonna hug the belly tight. We're gonna take the shoulders and drop them away from our ears. We're gonna take one more breath, strong core. Beautiful. Drop your feet back to the floor. Release your hands behind you for table number 2. Fingertips pointing to your hips. Shoulder blades squeezing, collarbone wide open. This is an option to stay right here. If this is too much on your wrist, pick your hips up. This is a huge stretch in the wrist. Of course, range of motion stretch is what I mean. Pick your hips up if you can. Take another breath. And a huge range of motion stretch in the shoulder joint. Slow and controlled. We're releasing back into boat, so take your time. Find that spot when you land between your sits bones and your tailbone. Pick your hands up. Squeeze your thighs together. Pick your feet up. Open up across your collarbone. Nice. Relax your face. Don't make it look so stressful. Let's make it beautiful and easy. That's the mind that does that. One more breath. Release your feet. Bring yourself forward and give yourself a little hug right here, stretching your low back. And then we're going to come down onto our back and do figure 4. We'll do a little twist with the strap. So grab your strap as well. And then if you have cats or dogs on your mat, move them out of the way. And roll down onto your back. Bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a good little hug here. Please don't chew on my ear. And just roll side to side. And then we're going to cross the right ankle over the left for figure 4. Clasping around the back of your thigh or the front of your shin. Draw your head back in line so you've got that gorgeous long spine from the base of your skull to your tailbone. Nice big breath. Let's switch sides. And release. I've changed my mind about using the strap. We'll do a twist any way that we like here without the strap. So move your hips over to the left, and you can drop one knee or both knees over to the right. Open up across your collarbones by bringing your elbow, your free arm, your left arm into that cactus or goalpost shape. And your right hand can be on the top knee, giving yourself a deeper twist. Face facing up, eyes closed. We begin that process of relaxing the muscles around our face and our jaw, our belly. Take a really big breath into your left rib cage. And then slowly switch back to the center. Move your hips over to the right and drop one knee or both knees to the left. Come back to center. Move your hips back to the middle. You can bring your knees to your chest, or you can do happy baby here, whatever feels good. And you're coming into your final resting pose here, lying flat out on your back. And completely releasing all the muscles in the back of your body. Your head is heavy. Your rib cage are heavy. Hips and heels are heavy. And then running through all the muscles in the front of your body, your legs, your hips, your belly, shoulders, chest, throat, neck, jaw, face, cheeks, tongue, and eyes. Relax. Enjoy a deeper breath here. Just begin to move your fingers and toes. Rock your head gently from side to side. Give yourself a big stretch. Gently roll to your right side in fetal position. Just take a breath or two there. And then very gently begin to bring yourself back to sitting, eyes soft or closed. Bring your palms together, hands in front of your heart. Sit your spine up tall. Just take a moment here to be fully present in your body. Namaste.